Not a lot of seatbelts being worn on the hot take market last night when the Dallas Mavericks got the number 1 overall pick
Isn't that crazy?
in the NBA draft. Our boy Matt DeMarinis was on it.
Losing his mind.
So he was in a special version of hell yesterday because the Chicago Bulls very easily could have had that ping pong ball.
Yeah.
If the coin flip had gone the other way. Just based on how that particular standings worked out and where they were in that.
Where did we get away from showing what actually happened with the Bulls? Was it balls then envelope or envelope then balls?
So they used to do both.
No, I know.
At the same time.
Yeah, I don't.
Simultaneously.
Okay.
Back in the day. Because I used to watch these pretty,
back in the day?
Back in the day. Pretty religiously, I would watch these because, again, nerd. But I don't know. I also don't think that the ping pong balls helped rid anyone of their conspiracy theories. I know the envelopes certainly don't. Because people are like, oh, man, they got the frozen envelopes and then, got the Patrick Ewing deal, which is, I think, which I think why they moved to the ping pong balls. And then for a while, it was like the ping pong balls, and then they'd hand you an envelope.
Why do they not let us see it anymore?
Because I don't know, but I don't know that
kind of low key just went away. Did we think it was theatrics and we're like, whatever?
I think they were just trying to get it out. I think they realized maybe it's not the television product they hoped for.
Oh, now we'd like to see it.
Anybody that believes it's a conspiracy, though, like seeing the ping pong balls isn't going to stop them.
But wait, though. So, okay. Now, this is funny. This is really funny.
Okay.
And you didn't have the stones to say this to Maddie, and I get it. He was.
It seemed like he needed a minute.
This is like ASAP Ferg, another level. By the way, that's a song that we probably need to put in the system, but Shane is gutless. So.
Only mustard.
No, you're exactly right.
That's all we have.
I'm on another. No, I gotta stop. Tourette's, man. The music kicks in. It's a great song. We warm up to it.
Oh, I know that song.
But anyway,
nope, not that one.
You were the one selling me before it even was like super popular.
Mm-hmm.
I think you went down the whole TikTok rabbit hole, and you're like, hey, the casino bid and tanking and wanting to move the franchise, and we know they want the new arena. We're just not sure they even want to end Dallas.
I think it's either or. I think if they can't get the new arena, they want to move.
Yeah. So, Nico's been off my line.
Yeah.
You sold me on the conspiracy theory.
So there's different here. This is different.
No, but hang on.
Okay, go ahead.
So you don't think that the NBA wanted to throw them a bone?
So here's where I have a problem with it.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
There's two separate things here.
Draw straws.
There's two separate things here. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. They should do just a giant rock, paper, scissors tournament for the number 1 overall pick.
Well, there's analytics on.
I'd be here for that.
On how to do it.
There's analytics on lots of stuff. That doesn't mean we stop playing the games.
Who's taking their time to do analytics on rock, scissors, paper?
Nerds. No, so here's the difference.
Have you put together any javelins lately?
Javelins?
Yeah, that are aerodynamically sound.
No, why would I do that?
I don't know.
Got to keep watering the bamboo.
You ought to probably Google that. Go get it.
I feel like this is an Indian thing.
Revenge of the Nerds. Just Google Revenge of the Nerds javelin.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. You'll know why I asked you.
So there's a difference when everything is sort of in the owner's control, right? So when I'm looking at it, I go, okay, if this is an ownership group that really wants to get back to Vegas, how would they do that? And then maybe it's a conspiracy theory in terms of their motives, but I can look at it and go, okay, there doesn't really have to be a plot for this to happen. It just has to be they want to get back to Vegas. They don't think they're going to get the thing, so how do they make it easier to get to Vegas? Boom. Trade the guy that
or get the new arena in Dallas.
Well, if they don't think that's possible.
But so humor me here.
Yeah.
You get Cooper Flagg in the number 1 pick. What makes one? What's the most natural inclination?
What do you mean? Stay in Dallas?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So what? So, but you're operating under the supposition that
here's where it's different.
It's a foregone conclusion that they won't be able to get a new arena.
Because that was what was coming out of Dallas at the time. Was that it was not looking their way.
So if you get the number 1 pick, then you're no longer you have to take that out of the equation because that's part of the conspiracy theory. If you get the number 1 pick and you get Cooper Flagg, it's very advantageous to build the new arena.
Maybe.
Robbie, you're like one of one.
No, hold on. Listen.
Okay.
Cooper Flagg doesn't make the taxpayer burden any different.
Understood.
So that's my issue is like from a basketball standpoint, yeah, it makes more sense to build the arena with Cooper Flagg. But from a municipal standpoint, it never makes sense to give public money to arenas in those situations.
Who is your favorite franchise?
The Warriors right now.
Okay, so what was the supposition when they built the new arena?
They wanted to have a good team to put in the arena.
Okay, and you have a good team to put in the arena, and the arena was going to eventually pay for itself at some point, right?
That's what they always tell us, and it almost never does.
Okay, but they're not like from Mars, or this is not some foreign concept.
No, but they always.
It's been done before.
Yeah, but that is the thing that they always lie about. It is.
Okay.
They always lie about how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
How much it's going to cost the city versus what it's going to cost owners. Somehow the city bill always goes up.
I'm just telling you, it's not real.
And the owner bill never
feasible to think that everybody can run the Vegas and support a franchise.
I agree with that.
Right.
I agree with that. I do. I do think the NBA eventually wants to get to Vegas, so that's part of it. And I think when you've got casino owners from Vegas, that there's a direct connection there. It's not just some mystical wonderland to them. Like there's a real connection there.
Big mystical guy?
No.
He may still be incarcerated.
I think I meant mythical, and I went mystical there instead. But
they both work.
Yeah, it's fine. But
mythical lets you off the hook, though.
There's difference for not knowing mystical.
Yes.
There's a difference, though, between owners.
I don't chew no swine, but eating Popeye's chicken and watermelon to the brine.
Yep, don't know that one.
That's mystical.
So, absolutely. Feels like he's maybe being a little.
He made a chicken sandwich yesterday.
Yeah,
it looked unbelievable.
Squirrel. A little bit of that W side. Squirrel.
No, I think it was made out of chicken, not squirrel.
You don't have the heart because you loved your dog so much, and you don't like me. But do you know the dog in Up when he? Do you know the dog's name?
It's Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will never call me Doug, though. I know. I get it because of the
squirrel.
The affinity you have, but do I strike you as a little Dougie?
Oh my! I think somebody already taught you how to Dougie. Seems like you got that down already.
Hey, no, I'm just playing.
But no, I think there's a big difference between owners putting a plan in place that is not best for the place they currently are, and a league rigging things for a certain franchise. I think there's a difference there.
I don't know.
We're talking about layers of conspiracy.
So you're like, wow, you buy stock in aluminum foil sometimes, and
that's because there's certain things that make sense and there's certain things that don't.
So Flagg to Dallas, you're the most iconic draft pick going right now, not being buried in Utah or Washington.
Here's what would have made the most sense to me if the league was trying to stack things in their favor.
Yeah, you're such a contrarian. It makes my acid reflux kick up.
Just call me Amazing Daniel. Let's go, baby. Lock in, Dougie. Here we go.
Getting tossed like a stir fry.
So I think the most and maybe this is me. I think the most advantageous thing for the league would not be to put Cooper Flagg in Dallas to reward them for being stupid or for reward them from sending a star to LA, which is what people. That's kind of the other half of this conspiracy theory. I think the best thing for the league, if they wanted to rig it, would be to pair up your new brightest star with who you want to be the face of the league in Victor Wembanyama. Then you've got something cooking if San Antonio gets the number 1 pick. So to me, that's the thing that would have made more sense.
Right, because you think that El Jefe would endorse and sign off on his brand new head coach coaching Flagg and Wemby?
Yeah.
Because Flagg's game is so complimentary, so he could play with another big that has a lot of his same attributes.
You stack good players.
Okay,
that's what
makes
you do.
Zero sense.
You stack good players.
Makes zero sense.
I mean, we're seeing Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson play together.
Yeah, but guess what? Because Mitchell Robinson plays so much like Cat.
Listen,
that makes no sense.
Wemby doesn't play like Cooper Flagg.
They're
more similar than those guys, but they don't play the same game.
Okay, so you left me no margin for error by saying same, so I'm going to say no bleep. But you're talking about offensive initiators, long guys that can play on the perimeter, both can handle the ball, both very good shooters, both can rim run. They have lots of versatility within their frames.
Yeah.
So it's not a stretch to say they're pretty like-minded. And to that point, Mobley and Allen don't play like each other. So you got to do better.
We don't have a problem.
I need you to be better.
We don't have a problem when wings have overlapping skill sets. We don't have a problem
because
with guards.
they're wings.
We don't have a problem
You
with guards.
need two.
You have a 4 and a 5. That's 2 bigs.
Are you really gonna die on this hill?
We don't have a problem when guards have overlapping skill sets.
So you think it makes more sense to put Flagg with Wemby?
I think if you're talking
for the
about
NBA?
the league, yes.
Okay.
Like faces of the league, yes.
All right.
Because we've never seen that work before. 2 big guys together.
Yeah, that's again. You can dumb it down to make yourself seem smart. That's not what I'm saying. They clearly have similar enough skill sets.
I don't think it's a problem to have overlapping skill sets when both have offensive skills.
So
neither one of those guys. Like, okay, if they were both Mitchell Robinsons, yes, I would agree.
Yeah, if they were both Duncan and David Robinson, I would agree. But those are, according to big guys, because that's all that matters.
I mean,
but very different skill sets.
I think their skill sets are varied enough and wing-like enough that you're able to get away with it. You're not talking about 2 old school bigs here. You're not talking about 2 Jared Allens or 2 Mitchell Robinsons. You're talking about 2 guys that can do things on various areas of the floor. They don't have to start with their back to the basket. You can spread them out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be pinned in that way.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sounds good. Play together. I'd love to watch that.
I think it'd be great. I think you should trade for Giannis too.
Yeah.
Throw him in there.
Get
Throw him in the mix.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get all the bigs.
Just do it.
I mean, and while you're at it, you should make a move for
Go get Ben Simmons too, so you can put him in there.
And Embiid. And then that's a squad.
Well, Embiid can't stay healthy, so I don't want Embiid. You can go get Rudy Gobert though.
Why?
Let's go get Rudy, Wemby, Cooper, Giannis.
I think you should burn this segment.
And Ben Simmons. And just have a good old lineup there. Let's go.
Don't be long.
So you're
start D'ing up.
So just to land the plane.
Yeah.
No conspiracy theory was to be had because number 1, Vegas is the ultimate goal. And number 2,
those are different conspiracy theories.
And number 2, if it's not that, then and the league really wanted to league it, they would put Flagg with Wemby.
I just don't know how Dallas benefits them that much.
Oh.
So even if you don't like the San Antonio, I don't see how Dallas getting a guy that people think is generational. I don't see how Dallas benefits them that much. Dallas isn't that important of a market for the NBA, I don't think.
What San Antonio is?
If you don't think it's San Antonio, it's not about San Antonio, it's about Wemby. If you think Wemby's the guy, then you want Wemby to be successful.
You don't want to share?
I think you want your guy to be successful. The NBA's always invested in faces of the league. That's all how they've always operated. Whether there's Magic and Bird, whether there's Jordan, whether you think it's Ant now, Kobe, LeBron, whoever, pick a guy. They've always invested in the faces of the league. So if you think they're rigging something, it makes sense it would be either one of their major markets, so LA, New York, Chicago. I don't think Dallas is that important to the league as a market, and they don't have anyone there that you want to be the face of the league anymore. So why help Dallas? What's the win there for the league?
Well, it really isn't, because according to Kobe and TK, one of the biggest accounting firms in the world is not going to rig a draft and ruin their own reputation in the process. Not that we've never seen that done before, Kobe. I mean, there have been no reputable firms to ever cheat in business. It's just never. So I don't want to accuse Ernst & Young because it's
allegedly
never been done before. And as my man Thomas says, Ernst & Young advise their employees to cheat on an ethical examination that they need to become accountants. They had to pay $100 million fine because of how prevalent their cheating was. See, that is what happens when we assume that because somebody's called something that's how they act, when in reality everybody has something to gain.
Yeah.
Those are very diametrically opposed concepts to the same firm that for whatever the reason you trotted them out there as though it's like, hey, because E&Y is out there, this has got to be on the up and up. I mean, why not?
I didn't say anything about E&Y.
I mean, that doesn't make it legit.
No, I'm not riding with that. I think it's because it doesn't make sense for the NBA.
Dallas is a huge market.
I don't think they're that important to the NBA. I get size-wise they're a large market. I understand populations. I don't think they are an important market to the NBA.
I'm gonna need you to take a whole mulligan.
So where's the cutoff? Like 4?
And it's in his mind. It's
5?
Yeah, I can't.
No,
wait.
it's an arbitrary.
I can't wait to read the group text.
I mean, because Dallas is what, 8?
I want to send this to.
I think
Jacob and Matt
Dallas
right
is
now.
like 4 or 5. They're up there.
Yeah,
population-wise. I don't think I think Miami.
Does that make sense to you?
I think Miami's more important of the NBA city than
Would you
Dallas.
stop?
I do.
Because they attract so many free agents.
As a
because
franchise.
of the. I mean, all I hear about is state income tax and being advantageous to Florida. And you know what they do? They rack up so many good free agents.
I would say the same things about the Clippers. That's a huge market. The Clippers aren't an important franchise in the NBA.
Do you know why? I hate the analogy. I get it. At first blush, it makes sense. But do you know why the LA Clippers aren't a valued franchise as valued? Because you have the LA Lakers.
And you have the Houston Rockets. You have San Antonio Spurs. You have that area of Texas covered.
They ain't Dallas.
Okay, cool.
San Antonio's not Dallas. It's just a bad comp.
Are the Knicks important?
I don't even think Dallas cares as much about Dallas as you do.
Who's you?
In terms of the NBA, Dallas is a football place. I don't think.
I think it's an important market to the NBA.
Agree to disagree.
I mean, just the merit though.
I don't think it's an important market to the NBA.
You literally just said they have Houston and San Antonio.
Yeah, they have Texas covered.
One of the most notoriously small marketed franchises in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
You used as a comp to the top 5 market in the NBA.
San Antonio is a more important market to the NBA than Dallas. San Antonio is a better franchise, a better part of the NBA than Dallas is. And Houston covers the population part.
Okay.
They aren't that far apart. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think Dallas is an important franchise in the NBA. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think the Clippers are an important franchise. I don't think Sacramento is an important franchise. Again, small market. I think there's a lot. I don't think that. I mean, the Nets aren't an important franchise.
I think you should go out on a limb. How do you think they feel about Utah?
I don't think Utah's that important market
either.
Oh, sorry. I brought up Clippers, and that wasn't good enough.
No, you brought it. No, you brought. No. See,
I bring up the Nets. That's not good enough.
That's disingenuous because that's how you kind of wiggle your way out. I specifically said the Clippers is a poor analogy because you have the Lakers. Same as San Antonio is a poor analogy because you have Dallas. What
about Houston? You're just ignoring Houston.
I mean, Houston is what it is.
Houston's a huge population in the same state.
It's still not Dallas.
It's a few hours away.
It's still not Dallas.
I understand that.
Okay. So
Inglewood's not Brentwood or wherever the two stadiums are.
Big OJ guy. So why haven't the Knicks had more number 1 picks?
Because it's not rigged. That's my point. That's my point.
Okay.
If it was going to be rigged, the NBA would rig it for franchises that matter. That's the entire point.
No, the entire point you're trying to make is that Dallas doesn't matter. You're operating under that supposition. I am not.
Okay.
So what you say doesn't make it so because you have a different vantage point.
So if Dallas matters and Cooper Flagg goes to Dallas, what does that do for the NBA? How does that help the NBA?
Well, they have a. I don't know. Are you ready for this?
I'm waiting for it.
They have the number 1 pick and a budding superstar in a top 5 market. Oh my God! Why would they do that?
Let's get him somewhere else.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that?
Why would they have the number 1 pick and a budding phenom in a top 5 market? It makes no sense.
See, this whole thing was just to get you to admit that Cooper Flagg's a phenom. Now you love him.
That's not true.
I mean, knowing Nico, he's going to draft Ace Bailey anyway. This won't even matter.
Harper Jr., come on down.